This is the Kailash Temple Complex at Ellora, Maharashtra, India. It was named Kailash after the mountain abode of Shiva, who is one of the three main gods of Hinduism, the oldest living religion in the world. Although Shiva is known as the destroyer, he is one of the supreme beings who creates, protects, and transforms the universe. Okay, this is one of the most unbelievable places I've ever been. We are standing on top of Mount Kailash Cave in the Ellora cave area, and this place is the largest monolithic rock that's ever been excavated in the world. It is a World Heritage Site. In this particular area, there are a combination of Jain, Buddhist, and Hindu caves all over the place. There's 34 in Ellora alone. There's a backside too as well. This one particularly is a Hindu cave, and this one is dedicated to Lord Shiva. And as you can see, it's one of the most spectacular places I have ever been. As I walk around the 5 monolithic shrines within the courtyard, there is an air of mystery. Solid rocks all around me decorated with elaborate illustrative carvings, a gallery of sculptures, and monolithic elephants. It is the finest workmanship I have ever seen. This is Gajalakshmi, the goddess of wealth and beauty, seated on a lotus and flanked by attendants, while the elephants above are ritualistically sprinkling water over her. There are remnants of white plaster still on the walls, and once upon a time all of Kailash Temple was covered in white. A rock bridge connects the Nandi Mandapa to the porch of the main shrine. Nandi Mandapa is a dedicated columned pavilion where Shiva's sacred bull sits and is positioned so that he gazes in adoration at Shiva's linga. The victory pillars here remind me of ancient Egyptian obelisks. I wonder if these pillars have the same magical powers. There are depictions of Shiva everywhere. One knows because there is always a serpent around his neck. And as I walk around me, I envision the armies of sculptors and architects it took to carve the basaltic lava rock out of the Ellora hill from top to bottom. It should be one of the 7 wonders of the world. I climb up the stairs to the main shrine that is dedicated to Shiva. There are 2 sculpted female guardians called Dwarapalika on both sides of the door before we enter what is known as Kailasa Temple. Upon entering this 1,200-year-old sanctuary, I am speechless. It feels like I just walked into some special ancient history of man. The path leads straight to the stone Shiva lingam into the heart of the sanctum, and it absorbs all who come near it. The linga is like an egg and represents the Brahmanda, the cosmic egg. Linga signifies that the creation is affected by the union of Prakriti and Purusha, the male and the female powers of nature. Against this panorama, I begin to understand its power. The temple is supported by 16 pillars embellished with symbols and figures from the Puranas, which are sacred Sanskrit poems, and the Dravidian Shikara. The shrine, complete with pillars, windows, inner and outer rooms, gathering halls, carved with niches, plasters, windows, as well as images of deities and other figures, as is traditional in Shiva temples. Some of the most famous depictions of Shiva are Shiva the ascetic, Shiva the dancer, Shiva being warned by Parvati, his wife, about the demon Ravana and river goddess. But the one that strikes me the most is a painting on the ceiling called Dancing Shiva. It has a third eye, and I'm told this is where the third eye opens. I hide myself in a secret place near the spot where I sit for a long time and feel a mysterious and indescribable power.
I know now that this temple is not a place for prayer or worship, but for sadhana. It's an energy center, and it is a life-changing experience. Outside the main shrine, I wander once again the U-shaped courtyard. It is edged by a columned arcade 3 stories high, which consists of huge sculpted panels containing large sculptures of a variety of deities. Induced by questions that will go unanswered, I'm just waiting to be awakened from this dream. I recognize Ganesha, his elephant head and human body. He is the son of Shiva and is the best known deity in Hinduism and is also worshipped in Jainism and Buddhism. There's so much to gaze upon, so many sculptures that tell a story, not to mention secrets. The 5 shrines are situated in the circumambulatory path around the main temple. Maybe following it would help me focus my attention on the narrative that stretches into the distant past. There is an intricate carved panel depicting the story of Ramayana, the Battle of Lanka in the famous Hindu epic. There's the monkey god Hanuman among the tiny carved figures. I love the lasting impression of these stories recorded in stone. It's like 3D hieroglyphics. Extended from the Ramayana panel are large carved animals that I'm also sure have their own stories. The base of the temple has been carved to suggest that elephants are holding the structure aloft. Here it contains the largest cantilevered rock ceiling in the world, supporting a mass of rock 30 meters tall. I walk along the northern corridor with the gallery of sculptures. Lord Shiva is manifested in many different forms or aspects which are associated with the different events that happen in his life. While I confess to know only 1 or 2 of these forms, there are 64 manifestations of Shiva. I'll name only a few. There's Shiva in his ascetic form where he is a nomad, wandering from place to place. There's Shiva as the universal teacher who passes the secrets of yoga, tantra, yantra, alchemy to the sages and saints. And this is probably the best known form of Shiva, where he is represented by a linga as the supreme self. And it is said to have no beginning or an end. While it is said that Shiva guides people through times of change, I will say this. To experience this place in person and with my own eyes, and its unimagined heights of harmony and beauty, the unexpected happened. I was found.